China Harbour Engineering Company to build 30,000 affordable houses in Jamaica every year over the next 10 years, at a cost of $8 million on average to the Jamaican government. Every family in Jamaica to have a house that will increase in value to 50,000 Jamaican dollars after they own the house for 10 years. Repatriation £30 billion for Jamaica, 50 million Jamaican dollar house for every family. Jamaica has been begging their old colonial masters for billions of US dollars in repatriation funds for many decades now. However, it is quite obvious that the old colonial masters will not hand over a penny to Jamaica or any other country that had suffered the ills of the transatlantic slave trade. It is not the Western governments that have the money that was made during the transatlantic slave trade. It is the private companies, families, and individuals in Europe and the USA that have this money that was made from the slave trade. The UK has just finished paying off some of the companies that owned the slaves, due to the proclamation of the abolition of slavery by the British government. The final payments for the Slave Compensation Act of 1837 was made in 2015. The British government now thinks that they have done enough for the former slave colonies and the slaves by granting them their freedom. Jamaica will need to come up with more inventive ways if they are to get any funds from their old slave masters. Jamaica could easily get £30 billion into its economy by allowing the Europeans to invest in 120 mega-large all-inclusive hotels in Jamaica. Even though the tourism issue is a controversial subject in Jamaica, we still have lots of scope for tourism developments, because Jamaica has 3 times fewer tourists visiting each year than most other Caribbean countries on average. For example, according to Jamaica's population size, we would need to add another 10 million visitors each year to equal some Caribbean countries' visitor numbers per capita. Jamaica is also 3 times poorer than most other Caribbean countries per capita, apart from Haiti. In fact, Jamaica is nearer to Haiti's GDP per capita ratio than they are to almost all other Caribbean countries. This is why the Jamaican government and the Jamaican people need to take the tourism product seriously by matching other Caribbean countries' visitor numbers per capita. Then all Jamaican families who do not have permanent full-time jobs will have the opportunity to work in an all-inclusive hotel in their parish in Jamaica. Then they should be allowed to purchase an affordable house in the region of 10 million to 15 million Jamaican dollars. A house in Jamaica that costs 15 million Jamaican dollars in 2025 will value 50 million Jamaican dollars in 2035. These houses will be built under special conditions through government projects and be offered at a reasonable cost. Hence, the value will increase rapidly for the new homeowners. Jamaica had never had a land distribution system for its citizens since slavery was abolished in 1833, almost 200 years ago. This has led to many disenfranchised people all across Jamaica that persist unto this day. Currently, many disenfranchised youths have turned to crime and violence, making Jamaica one of the most dangerous countries in the whole world due to its high homicide rate. I've seen where China has gone through a massive house-building program over the past 2 decades. They have built houses in towns and cities which are yet to be occupied, while Jamaica is facing an acute housing shortage, especially in the low-income housing category, where Jamaican citizens on minimum wage cannot afford to buy a house. The Jamaican government should hire some Chinese companies to build 30,000 affordable housing units each year in Jamaica over the next 10 years, totaling 300,000 houses by 2035, so that all Jamaicans working in a full-time minimum wage job can purchase a house. By hiring the Chinese companies to build the houses on this scale, the government could get the houses for 30% less than the price they would be on the open market. Then the Jamaican National Housing Trust should buy those houses from the Chinese companies at the predetermined cost. Then the government should be able to sell these houses to its citizens at a reasonable cost. Most of these houses should be for low-paid workers, such as those who are working in the all-inclusive hotels across Jamaica. Some of the houses should be built for the mid-income key workers and public sector workers as well, such as nurses, teachers, and police officers, etc. Just a little bit about myself. I have started pastoring over 30 years ago. I started posting these videos because of two visions that the Lord has given to me. Hence, there is a spiritual side to what I'm posting on my YouTube channel. I refrain from referring to spiritual things, because if someone cannot understand natural things, neither will they understand spiritual things. A couple examples that I can give, however, is that God is not pleased with the breaking up of families. For example, there are many Jamaicans going to work abroad on seasonal work. This causes a lot of families to break up, including young Christian couples. There is also the situation with jacket children issues in Jamaica, where children are assigned to the wrong father. This, in some cases, is caused due to the separation of families for work, whether going abroad or to another part of Jamaica to work. Then we have the situation with the homicide rate in Jamaica, with some Jamaican scholars assigning the crime to have its roots in the 1960s, with people from rural parishes going to Kingston to look for work. Then, when they fell on hard times, many of the youths turned to crimes to survive, while some young ladies turned to prostitution and so on. Then when these people come back to the rural parishes for one reason or another, they bring their crimes with them. God has sent me to stand in the gap in praying for Jamaica. Sometimes God does turn a people over to themselves. If people love crimes, violence, and bloodshed, then God will step aside and let them kill each other. And if some people love prostitution, then God will turn them over to prostitution. However, many Jamaicans have stood firm against some malpractice that others are trying to impose upon Jamaica, and God loves that. Thank you for watching another episode of my series titled 30 billion US dollars repatriation money available for Jamaica to claim. Funding to build 30,000 affordable housing units each year, employing 300,000 Jamaicans in permanent full-time jobs, and earning an extra 10 billion US dollars each year for the country's GDP. Some key features of the 30 billion US dollars repatriation funding program are 120 hotels are to be built across Jamaica, especially near areas with high unemployment rates. This initiative is expected to earn an extra 10 billion US dollars each year for Jamaica. Additionally, it will provide 300,000 permanent full-time jobs for low-skilled citizens in rural parishes across the country. 300,000 affordable housing units will be built over the next 10 years, from 2025 to 2034, with 30,000 units constructed each year. Franchises for the 120 large all-inclusive hotels will be given to foreign direct investment over the next 1 to 5 years, from 2025 to 2029. Each hotel will cost approximately 250 million US dollars to build, totaling 30 billion US dollars. All of this will be paid for by the repatriation money coming back to Jamaica from foreign direct investment. The minimum wage is set to be increased by 15% each year, reaching 200 US dollars per week in the next 5 years. Jamaica's agriculture sector needs to start growing by 20% every year for the next 10 years and beyond. This is crucial to create stability in the country, as the tourism industry is also expected to grow by 20% every year for the next 10 years. Thanks for watching this video. To support this channel, please click on the subscribe button. Share this video in your WhatsApp groups and send it to all your friends. We aim to demonstrate how the tourism industry can transform lives in Jamaica. Remember to let us know what you think about this video by leaving your comments below. Please keep your comments respectful. God bless you. God bless the Jamaican Parliament, and God bless Jamaica. Until my next video, peace and love.